everyone, I'm Kristen. I'm an artist and teacher living in Willow Beach, Ontario, Canada. I'm doing a free series on beginners acrylic painting, and this video is the 6th video in the series, and I'm going to show you a little bit about color mixing. There's a few little tricks you can use, as well as just some basic techniques that will help bring your paintings to the next level and personalize them so that you can develop your own style. So first things you need are red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. You want a medium red, yellow, and blue. So in something not too light, not too dark. So you can buy packs of 3, you can buy packs of 5 with black and white. So with these 5 tubes, you can make any color you'd like. I really like mixing colors, and I hope that with some of these tips and practice, you will learn to love it too. So let's get started. Put my paints down. I'm just going to lower this so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so palettes. I don't use anything fancy. Like I told you before, I just use a cookie sheet. Usually I use this cookie sheet with this lip, and then I put the flat one on top so that my paints stay moist. And then every once in a while, I just take my spray bottle and spritz them so that they don't dry up on me. Okay, so you can make all those colors I just made with these 5 tubes of paint I just showed you. You're going to need either a palette knife or whatever brush you like to use for mixing. You might want to use something that is not really your best brush, so that you can really get in and mix it around. The palette knife's nice because it does a really good job of blending, and then I can just scrape the paint off and still be able to use the paint. Then I don't waste anything. So what I tend to do first is I put a dab of red. I put a dab of yellow. Oh, I think I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. A dab of blue. And I try and put them in a triangle because I'm going to then mix the purple. Red and blue make purple, and then blue and yellow make the green, and then the yellow and red make orange. So I'm going to make my own color wheel on my palette. Then I usually do a squirt of white on 2 sides. One I like to keep pure white because I love adding white to lighten things up. Usually when something's not working or everything seems about the same on your painting, the problem is that you need either more white or maybe a few little dabs of black, just to give that contrast and to add some dimension and life. So the other white I use for mixing, lighter versions or intensities of the colors I create. So we're going to start. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of red. There we go. Now red is darker than yellow, so I'm going to need a little less red than I am going to need yellow. If I add too much red, it's just going to look like the red. So I'm mixing this kind of medium orange here. Okay, so I'm mixing that medium orange, and then I can just add even a little bit more yellow to this side if you want. And you can go as far as you want with mixing. I like to have a few variations of each color just because I think it adds some nice variety and it just really brings your paintings to life. You can add a little bit more red to this side and make sort of a really deep orange. So now you've got your medium, dark, and light orange. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm looking for my rag. And of course it's over here, so just hold on a second. Try and get all your materials ready. But this is like the third time I've done this video because I had some editing issues. So here's my rag. And I just wipe it off. Next color I'm going to mix is green. So I'm gonna take more yellow because blue is darker. I only need a little bit of blue to get that middle tone I want. And you're just gonna blend it together to mix your middle green. Actually, that feels a little light, so I need it a little darker, I think. Okay, so here's my middle green. You can take more time. I just don't want this video to be too long. So there's the middle green. I also take a little bit more yellow and I can make like a lighter version of that green over here and then add a little bit more blue over here and then get like a darker tone. It's like a nice sort of evergreen. Okay, so then again we have our light, medium, dark blue. Wipe my rag again. All right, purple. So you're gonna need more red, again, because blue is darker. Oh, that's gonna be too much. Okay, it will just take over the color. So here I'm mixing our purple. Not too light, so I just need to add a little bit more. It still looks, I love that color though. That's one of my favorite colors. That sort of crimson, dark, poppy red. Okay, so that's getting a little better. Still looking a little reddish, so I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. Okay, there we go. So I'm making this sort of purple color here. Again, you just kind of need to play with the colors until you find something you like. You can add a little bit more blue. I'm just gonna put a new dab of blue. This is a nice little indigo color I'm making right here. That's a nice purple color. Actually, I think this is more of a medium purple. So you can add, there's no right or wrong. It's just, you just have to play with the colors. So add some more blue. Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite colors too, is this sort of dark midnighty blue. Okay, so I'm gonna put a new blue here. And your colors just kind of spread out. So there's my blue, because I just used my blue to make my dark, medium, light purple. So there we go. So very quickly, I'm able to create 3 versions of each of the basic colors on the color wheel. And then, like I said, you can take the white and add it to make lighter versions. This is a nice sort of key lime pie color. You can add white to the yellow to make a light buttery color. Oops, I got a little bit of that red in there, but that's okay because this makes a nice like peachy color here. You can make some pinks with red and pinks over here with the red and white. And then I tend to just do a very small dab of black. I don't use a lot of black. I try to mix a really dark version, and I might add like, so say this purple, this dark bluey purple here, I might add like the littlest bit of black. And then this color, when I put it on my palette, sorry, on my paper or my canvas, it reads like black. It's dark, but it just has, like I said, a little bit more life. It's warmer. or it just has more personality than just the black out of the tube, in my opinion. So then you can make yourself some grays over here, take a little bit of the black, and mix yourself some light grays, dark grays over in this corner. And then the other thing you can start playing around with is mixing the two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. They're called complementary colors. So red and green are complementary. If you add them, they kind of create a neutral. So we'll just do that now really quickly so I can show you how that works. So you're going to take your green. If I take some of my green and mix it with my red, you get sort of like a natural sort of olive color. It's like a I think I need to add a little bit more green. So if you're going to be using a lot of green in your painting, then I suggest you use a lot of blue and yellow when you're mixing your colors. Make a huge blob. If you're not going to be using very many oranges, just use a smaller blob of red or yellow, so then you don't need to waste so much paint. So you get sort of this sort of neutral color here, and then it sort of looks like brown. It reads as brown, and then you could add a little bit of white, and when you do that, you get sort of this kind of tan color. Okay,